Hello and welcome. I'm so excited about this video. I received yesterday some bunch of new products from Essence and from Clarins, and then there is some, I think, older ones from Physicians Formula. Most of these products are from the spring collections of this line, and from Physicians Formula there is something that has been on market for a while, but that brand just arrived to Finland last week, I think, so this hasn't been sold in stores. So there is some items that are now available here in stores. Some products I'm using today are older ones because I didn't get like a full face of new items. So there is something that are pretty new to me or pretty new in the market. So maybe I have used once or twice. But let's get started. There's a lot to test and try, so we'll see how this goes. Although I have already prepped my skin, I always use some kind of mist, and today I'm using this rose water mist from It's Skin. Okay, the first new product for me is the Spotlight Illuminating Primer from Physicians Formula. I'm really excited about this one. I've seen this on Instagram and YouTube and websites and online stores for so many times, and I'm really curious. Let's see. So there's a pump and glass bottle, and there is 30 milliliters, which is 1 fluid ounce of product, and it's supposed to be illuminating primer. So this is like this champagne shade product. So there's a new pump. Okay, I didn't need many pumps. This is the amount of product I'm going to use for my whole face. I usually apply illuminating primers on my dry areas, so this is, I don't know what this scent is. It's not anything like berries or floral. It's kind of earthy scent. It's not bad, but it's surprising. Another new item, and this is new to the market as well. Clarins has now an instant poreless pore blurring mattifying primer, and I'm really excited about this because this one, the last minute, this is kind of smoothing primer, has been one of my absolute favorites for years. So I hope this is going to be something that is targeted to specifically to large pores. There's a tube which I usually love in this kind of products, and there is a safety seal. We are happy about that. The product itself looks quite creamy. I expected it to be more like thick kind of product, but let's see. Oh, this is very creamy. It's much thinner than I thought it would be. There is the same scent that Clarins has, for example, in their foundations. I don't know what to think about it. It says it's pore blurring mattifying primer, so it's not pore filler, and it's too thin to fill any pores, but it does leave that silky feeling, and now it seems that it's more like a mattifying primer, as it says that it's going to help with the oily areas. So the foundation today is something I have tried once. It's from brand Kicks, which is a Nordic cosmetics store. I have this one which is lasting full coverage, and it's supposed to be full coverage, and then I have another which is supposed to be medium coverage. But surprisingly, this is more full coverage, this one, which is supposed to be medium, and this is more like medium coverage. This is quite luminous and this is quite matte, so I don't know what happened there. In some video I used it, and I remember that it looked really, really beautiful on video, really like luminous and fresh on the skin. So there is quite good coverage in this, although it's, at least I don't think it's full coverage, but a little bit goes a long way, as you can see. As always, I put my foundation in this little plate and then I apply it from there. One thing I noticed now is that this primer does help my foundation to look more nice on my nose and this area where I applied it. My pores are of course still visible, but they are just a tiny bit less large. My concealer today is, this is not a new one, this I have been using a lot of times. This is from Essence, and this is the Camouflage Plus Healthy Glow, the glowy version of this concealer. I like to use in my under eye area during the winter time when it's really dry outside. I usually don't take my concealer I don't use this much usually, but I do this now because this foundation is a tad too, it's just a little bit too dark, so I want to brighten that up. This is from Essence, it's from their new You Better Work product line. They have a bunch of products. Apply directly before Essence Eyeshadow, perfect waterproof look during workouts and leisure time, so no setting. There is this skin tone shade in this primer, so it's similar. I have a little bit of eczema on my eyelid on this my left side, so that will probably show in the... This feels very, very similar to the one from Urban Decay and Milani. The consistency is really same kind of. I just add a little bit of powder next to my nose. Because I have powder products, I'm going to use Powder Plus and bronzer and that kind of. I take a little bit of that powder to my fluffy brush and just the tiniest amount again, and I mix it in my, this is the cap from the powder, and I just mix it to my brush and tap it on the areas I need. And what's rest left I apply to my chin. I'm going to quickly do my brows, as this is nothing new. I'm going to use the Cap Brow from Benefit and I'll be back. Let's go to the eyes. This is the one I'm probably most excited. Well, I'm going to say this many times, but I got the holiday kind of spring edition from Clarins. This is Ready in a Flash eyes and brows. Now I realize I shouldn't have done my brows, but okay. Eyeshadow palette, and this has that kind of winky eye in the package. This is so adorable. I have to say that this package looks a bit cheap. This is plastic, and then there is this lid, very similar to the cover shot palettes from Smashbox. There's a protective shield on the mirror, and then there is 6 shades. 2 of these are for brows, and then there is 4 for eyes. First I'm going to take this matte brown shade. I'm sorry about the shaking in my hands. It's something I have. My hands just tremble. Sometimes more, sometimes less, and today is a bit shaky day, so bear with me. First impression, really good. It applies really smoothly and it's very easy to blend. Next I'll take this dark, this reddish brownish tone, hard to say. I'll take a little bit to the smaller brush and deepen out the corners. Again, this is very easy eyeshadow to work with. Very easy. I would recommend these shades to someone who's not so used to working with eyeshadows, because these are very easy to work with. This one this is not a blinding one, at least when you use it with just a dry brush. Just for the sake of review, this is just the Smashbox primer water. I usually use this as when I want to wet my brush. So you can build this up to be a bit more opaque with wetting your brush, so if you want, that's something you can do. And there is no fallout. That's a great thing. I think I took the warmer or the more brown shade and I'll put it to the lower lash. Oh, the other shade in eyes, it is more kind of burgundy shade than brown. It looks just a little bit more brown on the, just a little bit of that other matte shade. There is now just a little bit of fallout, nothing crazy, nothing. The golden shimmery shade, add that to the inner corner, and I usually like to have a little bit of shimmery, something life reflecting, or here on my. I have to say this is well thought palette. Every shade goes so well together. It's not going to give you many looks for sure, but the looks it's going to give you are so easy. I'm so pleased with this palette. Something I got from the Physicians Formula. There is 3 shades and they are not written in the pencils, but there is champagne, pewter and black. I think I'm going to test this dark brown color. These are the pencils that you can twist here and it goes up and down. Perfect. So, and these are quite thick, so when I use this, these won't be the most sharpest one. Although it says that there is a sharpener. Yes, there is a sharpener at the end of the pencil. So the formula is much more stiff than I've used to. I usually use these eyeliner pencils from H&M, which are really soft, almost default, a bit too soft, but these are more like hard and stiff, and so you need to press a little bit more, but they apply very easily. So here is the eye makeup. I really love this. Something I forgot to test when I did my base is a new liquid highlighter from Essence. This is their Insta Perfect line. They have the foundation in the same line, which I really love. The shade is 10 Cold Addiction, and I just have to try this. The shade is very light, which I'm happy about, because these tend to be, oh, it looks pretty. These tend to be always too dark and too golden for my skin tone. I just take a dab on my finger and let's try it this way first. Whoa. Okay. I'll try with my brush next. Just this is beautiful on skin. It's very skin-like. When it's fresh on the skin, it's quite obvious and visible, but when it's on skin, it's really skin-like, beautiful, natural sheen. No visible particles, nothing like that. Then face, there is this bad boy which I want to really try. It's new from Essence and this is their spring collection as well. It's Hey Cheeks, the name. There is blush, bronzer and highlighters in this one. So this is how it looks from the inside. I'm a bit worried that these look quite dark. I think I'll try this shade. There is no names in this. This is more like muted mauve toned shade and this is just a slightly more berry toned. The pans are quite small, so it does take a little bit of effort to get your brush in here, but nothing that cannot be done. It looks like these are pretty pigmented, so I just dab to my hand first. So yeah. This is a beautiful shade for sure, and these are pigmented, so you need to be careful with this. I used a little bit of lighter hand with this side, and you can get a very light layer or you can build it up to more pigmented blush. So that's why I like these Essence blushes, because they are so easy to work with. Then there is this orange shade. There is a little bit of sheen in it, so I hope that it will kind of freshen up this blush. I just take with the same blush brush. Oh yes, it gives, I don't know if you can see it from the camera, but in real life it gives that kind of beautiful orange tone sheen. Not that much color, a little bit of color, but you can really transform your blush shade using this kind of, this is definitely a blush topper. Then I want to try, there is this highlighter as well, which does look a little bit of dark and it is really powdery. Okay. I know I have used liquid highlighter, but is there such a thing that too much highlighter? It is beautiful, kind of champagne, muted champagne, kind of champagne and sand mixed together. There is a bronzer as well in here, but there is no way. Yeah, it's way too orange for me, so no for that. Instead I'm going to use one of my favorites. This is from Boho Green. This is going to be a glowy day, but we don't mind. I'm not a bronzer girl, so I don't want to be very bronzed. This is enough. For the lips I have a product I've used only once before, and this is from Shiseido. I know their gel lipsticks are really popular, but this is their other new formula. It's the Modern Matte lipstick formula. As I mentioned, I have tried this once and I really loved this formula. Okay, now we are in trouble because my hands are so trembly, so that I cannot. Let's see what happens. I don't know why they call these matte, because they are not matte. and based on the first time I used this won't dry to matte. So I don't know why it's called. Well, yes, it's modern matte, so maybe the modern matte is now not so matte, but my cat is about to make a visit in here. Niin, tuutko sä kuvaa? Tutko? Tuu kuvaa. She's here. Noniin, noniin. She always wants to come to my lap, and then when I take her, she's always like, I need to go away. Yes, you. But here we are. This is the final look. Let's see. Okay, the new stuff. Primer, at least for now, I really love. It really made a difference of how this foundation applies on my nose, and also this edge on my nose looks really good. It's usually quite difficult to make it look good. This palette, I love this palette. I really hope they are going to make new palettes with this same formula. This is already, I know I'm going to use this so much. Like, this specific look is something I know I can wear everywhere. Wherever I go, I can use this same look and I will never get bored with this look. I love this wing. Still, this was second impression, but this Kicks foundation is something I really love. As you can see in the lights, the reflection is more prominent, but in real life there is also beautiful skin-like looking glow. So really love that. These I'm not sure yet. They do look very nice on your skin, but I need to test with more matte foundation to really know how it looks on skin. But yeah, I think I might like this. What else was new? This eye primer, I had no problems with my eyeshadow, so I need to test it. But first impression was good. This palette, as I'm not going to use these two shades, so that always is a problem with face palettes. But I know for sure that this blush topper is going to be very well loved, because I don't have anything this shade. This lipstick formula, it's just beautiful. Obviously it does get your teeth, not too much, but it does that, so just remember to check that out. Oh, I have something more. They also sent me a fixing spray, so let's try this. There is very fine mist, and then there is this, which will feel strange. It has very slight fragrance. Is there fragrance? Or yes, there is fragrance. It's the last ingredients, and it's very fresh and very nice. So this is the final look. I really love these products, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up so I will know, and I hope you have a great day and see you next time. Bye bye.